I would definitely have to say that one thing that I'm truly excited to see in Episode 9 by JJ is, of course, exactly how he's going to implement both Jedi and Sith lore into this story that will conclude the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, we do know that with each day that passes by, we are getting closer to the very end of filming of Episode 9 before they head into post-production and add in all the music, the special effects, the color correction, ADR, you name it. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with a major hint and or indicator of the first Sith Lord in Episode 9, discovered by Rey. Specifically, a description of Rey inside of one of the ancient structures of the Lost City underneath the surface of an ancient world. It's described that Rey is inside of an ancient Sith temple with R2-D2. In her hand, she holds what is described as a book of the first Sith Lord that holds many dark side secrets. It's described that part of Rey's journey is to claim Jedi relics and artifacts as well as Sith relics and artifacts in order to keep historical accuracy alive and known. The next goes over Rey in front of what's described as a statue of the first Sith Lord, described as a humanoid with long black hair and a hood over his head. This is also the same location in which Rey learns of the first Jedi in the tunnel system. It's said that the first Sith statue is surrounded by a body of lava that gives the statue a red hue on it. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this and exactly why this is very important. Now, I think that this could very well have something to do with J.J. Abrams trying to explain the dark side roots in Episode 9. We do know that he will be tapping into different elements of the Force, the Netherworld, the dark and the light, etc. in order to really make it more understandable to the casual viewer. Now, that's the thing about JJ. He loves doing these types of things when it comes to, of course, time travel and, alternate realities and dimensions, etc. And the Netherworld of the Force is a great example, and he will also be tapping into the dark and the light side of the Force and explaining it in detail. So I believe that this piece of Sith lore, of the first Sith Lord in Episode 9 that is discovered by Rey, is of course in order to progress the character as an actual character that's moving toward becoming a Jedi Knight or a Jedi Master, if you will, where she knows a lot of the history of both the Jedi and the Sith, the true history of it all. Because we do know that there's a lot of, mix-ups between there and the Jedi and the Sith. Now, when we look at Episode 9, that is one of the big goals by JJ, is to really tell us more about the story of the Jedi and the Sith through different relics and artifacts, where we go into this Lost City, which by the way was an original world that was supposed to make its way into Episode 7 that never made it to the final cut. Now, what's really intriguing to me is this statue of the first Sith in Episode 9 based within the ancient Sith temple. Now, this connects to what we went over a couple of weeks ago about Rey discovering a ton of different statues of Sith Lords, one of which now is, of course, the first Sith. Now, this connects to what we went over, I believe it was 2 days ago, of the first Jedi actually having drawings, a gallery of the first Jedi in the tunnel system that leads to the Lost City. So the Lost City sounds like it's going to be either one of the planets from the EU/Legends material, or it could very well be a brand new planet in and on itself created by JJ, Chris, and crew. So with that being said, I gotta say the next thing that I really wanted to go over is how there's lava surrounded by the first Sith actual statue that actually gives it that red hue. Now that most likely is inspired by, Ralph McQuarrie's original concept of Emperor Palpatine's actual throne room. When you think back to Ralph McQuarrie, he had a lot of wild ideas just like this, and you can tell that J.J. Abrams is really trying to draw from those ideas and place them into Episode 9 in order to make it feel, I guess you could say, somewhat retro, right? To what the original Star Wars original trilogy was going to be like. And now we're going to be getting some of those different elements into Episode 9. So the first Sith and the first Jedi will be one of the focus points in the Jedi and Sith lore in Episode 9, where we will learn more about them. Now, most likely we're going to learn about them, I guess you could say, in more detail in the form of the Episode 9 visual dictionary, which is great. If you look at the Last Jedi visual dictionary, I will say, guys, I will admit, there's a lot of things in the Last Jedi visual dictionary that's just a whole lot more interesting than the movie itself. I'll say that right there, right now. And I think that the same exact thing will apply here to Episode 9, where we will be learning more about all of this in the visual dictionary, the novelization, etc., as opposed to the actual movie. The movie will basically tease us and give us little things here and there about all of this. And I think that what JJ really wants to do is just explore everything all the more so, and kind of just expand the lore of the Star Wars world. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.